Hello everybody, we are back at UKGE. I've stopped off at Strongpoint Games with Si to have a look at a little bit of a different sort of a family or fun type game, a game of trivia. Do you want to tell us all about it?
So the concept of Strongpoint is that it's not just about answering your own questions. There's an element of predicting what other people are going to get on their turn. So it's all category based, and each category has 5 questions on it. So before you get asked your questions on your category, everybody else secretly predicts how many they think you're going to get right on that category. Once they've made their predictions, you then get asked the 5 questions. So
there's an element of, I suppose, both bidding and trying to see how well you know your opponents as well.
That's right, and the tagline on the game is it's not just what you know, it's who knows what you know. So the element of knowing the people you're playing with actually has an important element, an important part on the gameplay, because it's quite often the person who predicts best who ends up winning the game, not necessarily the person who answers the most questions.
Which is a great way of helping people out whenever they may not be particularly good quizzers or high on trivia, but they know their friends like the back of their hand.
Absolutely, and it also what it does as well is it keeps everybody included in the game as well. There's not a point where you're just sitting around waiting for your turn, because you're predicting, you're involved in everybody's turn, and it kind of brings a bit of inclusivity into the game and levels the playing field a little bit. It's not always the person who necessarily is the best quizzer who always wins.
So how many different categories of questions do you have in it then?
So there are at the moment there are 200 categories, so 5 questions on each of them, and they range from all sorts of things, some quite sort of academic serious ones to some quite sort of fun ones. My favourite one is called TV cartoon pets, so that's a category in there. We're also in the process of writing 100 expansion cards, which we're aiming to get out in time for Christmas or the autumn, so that's work in progress at the moment. So the idea is it's something that can constantly be updated, and it never goes out of date, or time stamped kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's always good. It stops that one person who owns the game just going through and memorising a lot of stuff, at which point you know that the owner is going to get 5 out of 5 all the time, which is cheating, I feel, in many respects.
And I think we know of people who've tried that and have gone through the cards and had a look at all the categories, and we kind of, when we've been selling it at different things, people have said, I'm going to look through, and no, you can't do that, it's all got to be random. And we've kind of made it so that any elements of that sort of, I'm going to deliberately get questions wrong in order to scup other people's chances, there's no point in doing that. We've kind of covered those bases in the rules, we think.
I suppose you can always blind bid as well, so if they don't know how many you think they're going to get right, then the ball's in their court.
Well, that's right. All the predictions are meant to be made in secret, so you have your prediction counter, and whatever you choose, you turn it face down, so nobody knows what you've actually predicted. So they're all there. It all keeps everything kind of legit and honest.
What sort of time does it take to play through a game then? Is it a quick party game, or sort of something people can sit down for an hour or so and play out?
It can vary. I think we reckoned if you played with 5 to 6 people and you had 3 rounds, it would probably take about an hour, depending on how much of insulting each other and taking the mick you did in between, sort of thing. So if you're playing with less people, 2 players can play it. It probably is much quicker.
If people want to come and pick up a copy of it at the Expo, where can they find you?
So we are in Hall 2, stand 1043, and we are Strongpoint Games.
Hopefully this has tickled your quizzing fancy. It's really nice to see something a bit different here at the Expo. It's one of the great things about it. Why not pop by and pick it up if you're around, and if not, check them out whenever you see them. Strongpoint Games. We will move on and see what else there is to see.